Hello everybody, and welcome to this Texas plant tutorial. Alright, so the first thing with the Texas plant is you're going to want to just practice getting into the plant position just on flat ground. So what you're going to do, just go out on your driveway or wherever, somewhere flat and where you have enough room, and then just pick up your scooter. You're going to have your front foot on and your on the deck and your back foot actually on the ground, and then you're going to pull it up and then take your left hand off. So your right hand and your right foot are going to be on the scooter, and your left hand is going to be off, and your left foot is going to be the one you're standing on. And then also switch this around completely if you are regular. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep tension between the deck and your foot as you pull up, and then you're actually going to try to tilt the deck so it forms more of a V by pushing the bars down. And then you're going to reach down with your hand that's now off and then grab the tail end of the deck near the back wheel and just try to keep it in that nice V position. One tip that I can give you here to make it nice and clean is to really push the bars down as opposed to try to dropping your whole chest. Just push the bars nice and down so that you're forming that nice V shape, because that's going to really make it look nice and clean. So once you're comfortable with holding the Texas plant position, just simply practice trying jumping in and out of it. So you're just going to have both feet on the scooter, and then you're just going to jump, put yourself into the Texas plant position, and then try to jump, bring the scooter back under you, put your back foot on and your left hand on, and then just land on your scooter. And just practice that like maybe 5 or 10 times or however long it takes you to just get really comfortable jumping in and out of that position. And then once you've got that comfortable, just practice it with a slight roll. Just you getting really comfortable with how the Texas plant feels. So the big place you take the Texas plant is going to be the quarter pipe, just doing that on different kinds of ramps. So what you're going to want to do for that is you're going to approach the ramp with a nice amount of speed, enough speed that you can comfortably just air nice and on top of the ramp. And then you need to pick the direction that you want to spin, because you can do the Texas plant front side or back side. Doing it different ways can make it easier to do different kinds of combos and tricks, and they're both fairly easy, but in my personal experience, the front side Texas plant is slightly easier, so I would recommend that if you're having trouble deciding which direction to spin. Now I'm going to go through a short explanation of how you want to approach the Texas plant, whether you're hitting it backside or front side, and we're going to start with front side. So for the front side Texas plant, you're going to be doing almost a complete front side 180 and landing back facing down in the ramp. And again, if you can front side air, that is going to be helpful here, but it's not necessary at all. So what you're going to do is you're going to approach the ramp, pop nice and up. Just make sure you plant your back foot right near the coping, and then keep that spin going so that you're facing back down into the ramp, and then go into that Texas plant position. And then once you're in that position, all you're going to need to do is just lean forward, jump slightly off your back foot, and then put your feet back onto the scooter, and then just ride right back down the ramp. For the back side, it is slightly harder, mostly because your placement of your back foot is blind. Because when you're doing the front side one, you can kind of see, okay, I'm putting my foot right there and then I'm turning back in the ramp. But for the backside one, you have to kind of jump up. You're going to do about a 90, and then you're just going to have to trust that your back foot is getting where it needs to be. This one, it can lead to a couple slip-ups, but again, it's not a huge deal. If you send it too far backwards, you just will try again, because you won't be able to jump back into the ramp. And if you hit it too far close, you might just like slide back down into the ramp, like your foot might slip. But it's not a huge consequence at all. To practice jumping up, hitting that 90-degree turn, and getting a nice, comfortable routine placement of your back foot so that you just know where it needs to go every time. And then once you're in that 90-degree position, like parallel with the coping, you're just going to jump, do a 90, and then turn back in. So once you've learned both ways to get into the Texas plant, just really mess around with it, have a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite moves just because it looks really cool, but it's also fairly easy to learn. And yeah, just cruise around the skate park, toss on different kinds of things. You can try it in different kinds of combinations. Like I've done like a down whip to it, or I'll do it and then like do a bar twist as I go back in. And then another fun thing, you can actually mess around with it on ledges as well. So like you could do like, for example, a feeble grind, and then do a Texas plant at the very end of the ledge, just off the ledge. Yeah, you can really mess around with it a lot because there's so many different ways to apply it, just because it's since it's a plant, it's such a versatile trick that you can try in so many different ways.
There we
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped you learn the Texas plant. We've got several more scooter tutorials, so make sure to check those out along with lots of other edits that we've got. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment below on other tutorials I should do, and have a nice day. See you next time.